All right, welcome, guys. Welcome to another edition of Catching Up with the Stars. My humble name remains A Cup of Samuel. Now, let me throw you real quick there. I appreciate everyone that engaged my post and my comment within the week. And today, I'm just going to dive into it straight up. You all know who my guest is. He's Kanayo O Kanayo. He's been here before. Due to some technical difficulties, we were not able to complete the live. The live didn't go through the way we wanted it. But however, today, Kanayo O Kanayo, Kanayo is here. Kanayo O Kanayo is going to join us, and we are going to ride it on. Guys, I appreciate everyone has come to my DM to ask me how would they get the cup, a cup of Samuel. It's going to be in Amazon soon, and for those in Lagos, Nigeria, I'm going to tell you where you can get a cup of Samuel. Thank you, guys. Guys, I'm not going to keep KOK waiting today. I'm just going to dive into the interview. Let's get it going. As my humble name remains A Cup of Samuel, in case you're just joining, make sure you share the live. Share the live so everyone out there can, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Thank you very, very much.
This is a makeup one. I have to make it up to you. But I don't control the network.
Sir, I said I was having a conversation with your manager, and I had said each time KOK come on my life, he's always making a sacrifice. I can remember the first time you came, you had lost a colleague of yours, and you were kind of mourning, but I brought you out. And today I understand AMVCA is going on, and you're with me. So, sir, I do not take this privilege for granted. I appreciate this privilege. Thank you very much.
You.
I'm going to dive into the interview straight up. KOK at 62. Sir, you don't look 62, first off. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine. I had said, it's high time KOK write a book and tell us how to age well. Because, sir, I was watching Ahamefula some days ago, and the beginning of Ahamefula, you were looking like you were in your 40s. And right now, you look like in your 40s. You don't look 62. So, sir, is this something you're going to write in a book for us? Or do you want to share those recipes for us? I want to age like you, sir.
A cup of Samuel. Let me once again salute everyone who's listening to us, and to tell you that I'm deeply grateful that we could have a welcome back for the day that the networks were bad. And I want to thank everyone who has joined today. You are a great person, I must tell you, because it's not always easy to miss on a program and come back and you still have very huge amount of people joining. So I want to salute everyone and thank you for your time, for loving me and a cup of summer, for thinking it worthy that we are on this program. Well, the thing is, you guessed right. I'm putting my thoughts on paper, and the beautiful thing is, it's called sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
Yeah, so I'm not going to release a lot, but when the book comes out, let people know what I've had to sacrifice to get to the age where I am, and still climbing and still going and still blowing, all to the glory of God. It's quite important I say that. So the secrets are not going to be let out of the bag today, but but if you just want to know a little, I mean, living one day at a time, taking care of your health to the best of your ability, because you and I know there are people you hear, they do exercises every day. You hear that they collapse and they died. Yes. So sometimes it's not about the amount of exercise you do. It's we don't understand God. We don't understand. But even if we don't understand God, let us put in our best. Eat right, live right. And that's where I'll stop for now.
It's eat right, live right. Okay, sir, that brings me, I feel like from what you have just explained, it rose a little bit curiosity and more like a question again. So I'm big on, ever since I moved to the United States, I try to go for a medical checkup like twice a year. And the last time I went to see my doctor, and she had said, as a young man, I'm going to encourage you, stay away from alcohols, don't smoke, do not eat red meat. I see you as a celebrity, and a fraction of the times as a celebrity, you find yourself where you have to drink. How do you manage situations like that?
My brother, there is nothing easy in this world. Nothing. You got to keep on going. You know, some of us are that age where they say zero alcohol, zero caffeine, 100% water. So obey it. But I tell you what, a cup of Samuel, our great grandfathers lived in good health to 105, 110, 120, 130, 140, even unrecorded. Oyibo will not record that kind of thing. They will not, because they don't want to give credit to Africans living longevity in Africa. So they hid some of those things. And what did our great grandfathers do? They farmed. Don't forget, in their own era, it was farming. They would wake up at 4:30, immediately the first cock crows. 4:35. They set out for a 6-kilometer or 5-kilometer farm. On their foot, everybody was strong because they ate natural food. That's the first thing. And then trekking to the farm is a good exercise. Then about 12:31, they break up for lunch. 4:30, they start coming back, trekking another 6 kilometers. When they come back, they eat fresh food. There was no refrigeration. I have said 3 things here: trekking long distance, food without refrigeration. That's part of healthy living. When they come back, their wives go to the kitchen, prepare fresh meal that they eat, and they drink their palm wine. And they normally sleep around 8 o'clock, and they wake up at about 4 a.m., which is almost about 10 hours sleep. Now, what does the doctor tell you? Anytime you go to the doctor in America, in London, in whatever part of the world, in Europe, try and rest well.
Rest well, yes.
Have enough sleep. Is that not what our great grandfathers were doing?
Yes.
Eat right. Eat right. They were doing it more than us. Green vegetables were green. There was no storage. You don't refrigerate. And they did exercise. So these are the things the young generation must learn. So people get into our great grandfathers were not alcoholics, because before Oyibo brought these chemicals they put in bottles, they were drinking their palm wine. And palm wine, as long as I'm concerned, is the only alcohol authorized by God. Because God put it up there. Yeah, cup of Samuel, God put it up there. And you tap it and bring it and drink. So we need to begin to ask ourselves, why many people, why this cancer, prostate cancer here, this cancer of the lungs, and so on. Our great grandfathers never had that. We need to have a review of our lives and rejig our schedules to suit into healthy living and eating right and so on. And we will all age well. It was an anathema. Of course, you know, it was an anathema for somebody to die at 50 in those days, die at 60. No. If you were a young man and you die at 40, you were not celebrated. Old men cannot participate. But what happens in our society today? A young man dies at 35, 40. His friends start ordering the best champagne and so on. What kind of this and are we adding to death? Are we celebrating that somebody didn't live long? Or because he made a little money? No. The society has lost it. The values need to be recreated, and that's my standpoint.
Well, thank you so much for expatiating a lot. I personally, I think I've learned a lot. Now, let's go back. KOK at 60, you flagged off the KOK Foundation. So can you throw more light on what the KOK Foundation is all about?
All right. There's always a time to give back. If you are in a kind of job, you are in music, you are in entertainment, you are in technology, you are in health, care provision, education, whatever it is. And at a point in your life, you pay school fees from your pockets, from whatever you make. It becomes very important for you to establish a foundation by which you won't be spending from your pocket. What now happens is that you start the foundation maybe with your money and call for people to invest in it. And that investment is what leads to a greater number of people being taken care of. Now, the Kanayo Foundation has two areas of concern: educational intervention and healthcare intervention. These are two areas. So, and it's not for, when we say educational intervention, we're not talking about the big man's son who lives in Ikoyi. We're talking about areas in the country where children want to go to school, but they are deprived because of the circumstance of their birth. You see a very intelligent boy, you know, or girl, you know that this one wants to be educated, but the parents cannot pay. So what we did, like right now, last year, in partnership with Weldios University, Benin Republic, I was given 100 spaces for tuition-free scholarships. So we advertised, many people, up to 5,000 people applied, but we were looking for 100. At the end, it was tuition-free. In fact, I went to for their matriculation late last year, either November or December, to the Benin Republic. So the students are from Kanayo Foundation, in partnership with Weldios University. They've given me another tranche of opportunities, but there are certain things I ask them to correct about accommodation and so on, so that our people who go from here can have need to see that they have something they are gaining by not studying in Nigeria. So the Kanayo Foundation is doing its best, and in the area of health interventions, in January this year, my attention was called when I was having my Christmas holiday in my native home in Mbise, of a woman who's been in hospital for 1 month after giving birth because the husband couldn't pay. I was touched, and I said, men sometimes want to get on top and do what they have to do, and the responsibility is what they cannot fulfill. But I was not judgmental. The first thing first was to rehabilitate the woman. So I sent one of my cousins. They found out what the bill was, and I gave him the cash and said, go there, make sure the woman is released under 2 hours, and it was done. So these are the things I'm doing to give back to society. The society we live in, even though most of us criticize Nigeria and so on, but the fact is that Nigeria has also blessed people like me. I have in 2010, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan honored me with the national honor of member of the Order of the Federal Republic. And that's a huge honor. Under Jonathan too, I served as a board chairman. And under all other presidents that came and went and so on, I have been able to practice my trade of acting, and now that I'm a lawyer. Even though it's not Uhuru yet, the fact still remains that as Oliver Twist, we must ask for more. We must interrogate our governments. We must tell our governments, even when they ask us to shut up, we say we will not shut up. We have no right to experience fuel shortage in a nation that is the 6th largest oil producing nation in the world. And we must interrogate. Nobody can stop us. Nobody. So the fact of the matter is we provide interventions, education, health, and so on. And there are other areas of things we do which we don't, because it's not everything I do that I want on the social media.
Yes.
That once I do and is out of the social media, I don't believe that things you do maybe in the church and so on, except when I go to speak, that you should advertise them. Let God, who sees in the secret, reward you in the open, and that's my mantra.
Wow! Thank you so much, sir, for that. Based off your explanation on the KOK Foundation, I want to ask 2 questions, and it boils down now. The first one is, if there is anyone, maybe there could be 1 or 2 persons here in the live that want to be a partnership or support the KOK Foundation, how do they reach out to the KOK Foundation?
We have immediately you go on the internet and go Kanayo Foundation. Send us a DM. We'll be very glad to partner with you. In fact, there's a partnership that we signed an MOU. It's called the Teacher Bank Project with Restored Heart Foundation. People, because of my name, people are always willing to do things for me, but I need more. So anybody who's asking for partnership should just kindly send a DM to the Kanayo Foundation. They called my attention to such things, and we get it going. And because I have a name that's believable, that's credible, I always wish to talk on phone, video phone. Anybody who is seeking my partnership on the Kanayo Foundation or any other social media I appear, I always want to have a video call so that person will know he's speaking to KOK. Because there's a lot going on in social media.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot of impersonation. There's a lot of shenanigans. There's a lot of people paying money to wrong accounts and so on. In fact, my attention has just been called to somebody in Edo State who's obtaining money from people in my name. And I said, okay, they should take care of it there. Of course, you may not be aware. I want to say thank you to Facebook too. They just brought down the guy who has been impersonating me for 3-4 years. He's using my name as Kanayo, O Kanayo. And what was he doing? As I'm talking with you now, or if I take a picture with my son, like this, I think, I've been trending since last week with my son who just did his.
I saw that. I was going to ask that.
Very good. So that picture, what the guy would do is to copy that picture and put on his page. So I was now the one struggling to say, "Now maybe KOKO," and my followership was low. But we've appealed to Facebook, and thank you to them. The guy had about 1.5 million followers. Now they've been able to bring him down. So my own original page has now gotten to 700,000, and that's it. That's improvement. So I want to also subtly warn people who are on the social media: if you want anything to do with me, please go to my Instagram, send me a DM. Go to my TikTok, send me a DM. I will do video with you, so you'll know you are talking to the one and only Kanayo, and we'll take it from there.
All right, guys, in case you're just joining in, this is Catching Up with the Stars, and I'm privileged once again to be with KOK. Like I said, guys, make sure you're following. We promise to bring top-notch celebrities. All right, guys, sir, you've talked about the partnership, people that has intentions to support the KOK Foundation, folks that kind of like need the help and want to reach out to KOK Foundation. How do they reach out to KOK Foundation for them to get the help?
It's still almost the same process, because if we don't, there's no class background in this. If a child in Sokoto State and there's no ethnic coloration to it, it could be Yoruba, it could be Hausa, it could be Urobo, it could be Efi, it could be Igbo, it could be any person. So all the person needs is to ask a neighbor, how I go reach these people? And the neighbor will now say, okay, or yeah, make I send them DM if the neighbor is on WhatsApp, Instagram, because we can't be physically seen by everybody. So the person who wants his or her child to be helped has to ask for help from a neighbor, and that neighbor, if he or she has a facility or the platform, will just do a DM and we get back to the person. Those who were outside Lagos, who came for the MOU with partnership with Wedios University in Benin Republic, so we had to pay hotel bill for some of them who were not staying in Lagos for one night, and the next day they proceeded to Benin Republic. And that's what it is. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Well,
And I want to tell you, at the time, my friends were not asking me, why are you doing it from your pocket? I say, if I don't, everything will be delayed. Because Nigeria is one country in Africa where people acquire wealth they don't need for the next 30 years. Nigeria, I want to tell you, is the only country. You hear in America, somebody has health issues and they start donating his money to foundations and so on. Nigerians don't do that. They think about family, immediate and extended. They think about this, think about it. So they don't identify foundations that can help to keep the dream alive. And it's quite unfortunate. So you keep on, so can you imagine a situation where sometimes when I advertise for assistance, people say, okay, you get too much money. No, couple of someone, you won't believe this. It sounds stupid for me to have all the money. I have never been known to be the richest guy in Nollywood, not even to talk about any other wood. But the fact of the matter is, the African mentality, you get money, why see the source of money, is very, very disturbing. No man is an island. I need other people's assistance to build the foundation. As long as I can render account of how the money is coming and so on, why wouldn't I be trusted? Why should I be soliciting for funds? I invested. There was this. That's one of the things I also did last year. It's called Bright Achievers School. Very wonderful school in Badagry. I mean, in Bariga, Lagos.
Yeah, I think I saw the remodeling and whatnot.
Now, let me tell you. Do you know the greatest calamity of me associated with that?
No.
People came and said, "You leave school way there for Igbo land. Can't they repair Yoruba school?" So I look stupid. And you know what happens on the social media? When you do a post and the first person says, this man is stupid, or other followers will not even read why he says you're stupid. Others, they will say, yes, he's stupid. Very stupid man. Until one person now reads and says, this is a wonderful write-up. You didn't even read it. And you are saying it's stupid. The next person will not say, oh, not true. Other people not saying not true. So those who went to the page to say, why you know build and feeble land, were the ones people started pouring sentiments into it. I don't have an interest. All they did was that they came to my attention that the rains were about falling, and the rains were going to touch the students who were there. I mean, how can we have foundations and we can render help? My brother, do you know that I spent over 7 to 8 million of my personal money to roof the place, and let the children not be beaten by rain? I'm saying it here now, and some people will tell you, as Africans, with their washed up mentality, but you pass 5 million, you pass 7 million now. Even if you're 10 million, it's supposed to carry on. Nobody, even Dangote is still on the street hustling. Dangote needs money to service the facilities he has. So that's the thinking, the low thinking of most Africans. I'm not just saying Nigeria. So I need help, I need assistance, I need collaboration, I need partnership to be able to do things at my age, for people to know that there's always good in doing good. There's always good in helping out. There's always good in trying to identify with causes. You know, as you and I speak on this platform, there are many women who cannot bail themselves or discharge themselves from hospital due to one thing or the other, especially with the present economic realities. We need to offer that assistance. There are many children who are very intelligent, but due to their backgrounds cannot go to school. We need to identify them and offer assistance. All these things I can't do alone. But through a foundation, I can help the much I can. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, sir, for that. That was massive. And like people, I feel like the name people call you Nine Sacrifice.
I make a lot of sacrifice. I make a lot of sacrifice, you know.
You make sacrifice. So, oh, thank you. So, growing up as a child, sir, my parents once told me, Sam, the world lost a winner and have no time for a loser.
Yeah.
I grew up with that mindset. And that boys that my mom also said, while you're also making progress in life, people are going to like you and people are going to have animosity for you. And I can say, being in the creative space for 40-something years, everybody screams KOK, Nine Sacrifice. I can say for a fact, and I stand corrected, that there are some people that still hate KOK. So in the creative space, in Nollywood, how have you been able to navigate that animosity and hatred?
Maybe that's one of the reasons I'm not at MVC today. I decided to be with you. Maybe. You know, I'm a very blunt person. I'm a very blunt person. Maybe that's one of
I
the
know.
reasons. Because I cherish my peace. There are many little minds in the entertainment industry in Nigeria, I must tell you. You know, and people have refused to understand that water you go drink no go pass you. And again, there is a space for everybody.
There's a space.
There's a space for Burna Boy.
Guys,
There's a
yeah,
space for
okay, said there's
there
a
are
space for
those who don't. Yeah, there are those who want to hear about Burna Boy. There are those who don't want to hear about Davido, Whiskey, Asake. But there are those who will die for Burna Boy. There are those who will die for Asake. There are those who die for Whiskey. We all have our audiences. People fail to understand that, and that's why they go into some of them into diabolism. Do juju here, do that. I'm not cut out for all that. I don't have that. So what I do is this. I know when you are rising in the movie industry, the kind of people I can tell you, I mean, I'm a case study. The kind of utterances you hear your mates make, who know where you go? Why should he be the only one popular? Oh, yeah, you don't mind him. He's not only on the act. So because of it, I avoid places where actors, actresses gather to have my peace. You know, I don't want anybody who is not of like minds with me. I don't like everybody. Everybody should not like me. But I must choose my friends. And in the entertainment industry, there are many people in the creative space who came from disconnected backgrounds, and I call it disconnected backgrounds because they don't understand what the industry is. So in conclusion of what you were asking me about haters, I avoid going to where artists gather. I avoid it, but I will always go to where my fans are doing something. If a fan invites me, I want to go because I mean, life is too short. There's no need getting along with. I mean, going to places where people, because of popularity, want to say you're not doing well when you know you're doing well, or cannot commend you for bringing honor to the industry or for being a high flyer. We cannot, as artists, be on the same scale. You understand what I'm saying? We can't all be on the same scale. Michael Jackson was the most popular musician, and all his mates, the American Spirit, when they did this African song, all gathered. How many times do you see artists gather in Nigeria to do things like that? The beefing among artists in Nigeria could kill a chicken. You know, sometimes they hide it, and that's why I commend the skit makers. The skit makers are like comedians. Comedians help each other. You see all these top actors, they always feel this person is more than this person, and that's most unfortunate. You know, so they're not willing to collaborate. They are not willing to partner, and so on. So I stay on my own. I run my own lane and run my own race. That's why I'll stop it for now.
Well, thank you very much for that. Okay, so that brings me to the next question. Now, debt is a debt we all owe the planet Earth. And someday, sometime, we're going to die. But I feel like our greatest desire on Earth is to write our names in the sands of time and make impacts before we die. I'm going to use Nollywood as a case study. In the recent years, we've had actors, celebrities that give us memories, that give us back-to-back. When I mean memories, back-to-back memories. And when they're kind of ill and whatnot, they start soliciting for support and whatnot. And a lot of Nigerian bloggers and whatnot, people use it to make some kind of caricatures and whatnot. The question I want to ask is this. I kind of understand African Magic show a lot of these movies. Is it that there are no royalties that come out from African Magic that we can have in Actors Guild of Nigeria, such that if these celebrities are sick or they need help, the guild takes care of their health and not come to the public, and they won't have to come to the public. So what is your take on that? Like these celebrities coming out to ask for help and whatnot. For me, it's not a bad thing. Like it's not a bad thing to ask for help when you're sick, for people to help out. But I feel like celebrities that are giving us top notch, there should be royalties and whatnot. When they need help, they can go to the coffer and get out money and take care of themselves. What do you say about
that? Thank you. I get your question. And I will answer it to the best of my ability, honestly too. One thing you admitted, which I'm happy about, is that there's nothing wrong in asking for help when one cannot help himself again. Now, the question also is, why ask for help when you can? And the question is, there's a particular Igbo name that I use for the analogy of asking for help. And that Igbo name is Onyekozu. There's no one to whom it is complete or to whom it is enough. We all need each other. First of all, when an entertainer is sick or not in good health, he has to use his own finances, which means every practitioner must try as much as possible, no matter how small, to have an investment. So if you have an investment and you have an ill health, you help yourself. If it gets out of hand, you involve family. When the family is too burdensome for them, family can ask friends. That's when friends come in. But for you as an artist, not to save or invest, it's not good on its own. For you as an artist, because you think you're a star, not to visit your family members from year to year is a problem. Because most artists, especially the females, quarrel with family members because they are called stars on the street. And when anything happens to them, you now see that the stardom is the one they celebrate in their houses. So if you disconnect yourself from your family because you think you're a star, the ready days, you may regret it. Because when you can't ask for help. You now maybe deal with those friends of yours who are the same character with you. So when you have a situation where you help yourself and it becomes a huge one, call family and the family tries its best, your friends help and is beyond. Asking for public help is not a bad thing. But the question is this: what happens in the larger societies for America, the social security system and so on? It means when you were in active service, there's a particular amount of your salary or earning, as it is in the movie industry or music industry, that you contribute to a general purse. Give it to Emeka Rulas, president of the Actors Guild, because he consults me on most of the things. He has tried his best to ensure that such pool of funds is created for HMO and so on, so that those of us who are in good health can contribute just a little quota for those who are in bad health now. But the bigger stars will never agree to that. Nobody wants to take even, let's assume you earn 1 million naira, and out of that 1 million, you contribute 20,000 to a fund per movie. I mean, what is 20,000 to earning 1 million? You may need it in your own time, and that's how America runs, that's Europe runs, that's how UK runs. So these are the variables that are absent in the entertainment industry. There are people who feel they have 9 lives and will not even come for a guild meeting. They will not contribute to anything. They should remember the rainy day. It is very important. Asking the public I mean, you don't have such things when you're talking from the point of America, Europe, and so on, because they have a social security thing. I don't know what they call it in the UK, that takes care of it. So you must contribute to it. You can't, it's just like evasion of tax. If you evade tax in America, like where you live, you know the penalty. So as
Yeah.
You're paying in and so on, you become eligible when you are in your rainy days. And that's what it's supposed to be. And that's what it should be. Now, you were talking about royalties. Unfortunately, I don't know what is wrong with Africa. Why we always give escape route? We are even the ones who, just like the slavery, we were the ones who sold off our brothers. We were the ones. How many of you came to Africa to enslave us? Very few of them. If Africans of the 1930s or 1920s and so on were under slavery or 18 something, if they were 100,000, Oyibo that came to Africa were not up to 1,000, and yet they enslaved us. Do you understand? Yet they enslaved us. Anyway, I don't want to get emotional, but the fact is that what I'm trying to say is that these companies coming to Nigeria, what they do in other countries, they don't do it. They don't help our people. I'm talking about royalties. We're supposed to be earning royalties from the movies they make, from the platforms they create, to help the local industries. And our people are gallivanting all over the place. My movie is on this, is on this, is on this. I'm the ambassador. Let's go for the award organized. I'm better off discussing with the cup of Samuel, and that's what I think. And if we need to elongate it, and the way it is now, I'm going to say on this platform to ask for prayers for many celebrities you've not been seen on screen. This year alone, we've lost John Okafor, we lost Amechi Monago, we lost Junior Pope, and last 2 weeks ago, we lost Zulu Adigwe. All these are people who have been in bad health, except Junior Pope, who got drowned. God rest his soul. Many of our top artists are in bad health. And unfortunately, I must tell you, the irony of where we live as Africa, as Nigeria, people are ready to celebrate bad news, not good news. People want to contribute 2 million, 5 million, 10 million to a fund called by Actors Guild of Nigeria or by any other family and so on into a place to say KOK is in hospital. And I'm telling them, give me the money now that I'm not in hospital. Stop waiting for bad news. If you're waiting for bad news for me to be in bad health, I will not be. In fact, you will be in bad health. So it's very unfortunate that Africans are always waiting for bad news. They will never celebrate you while you're alive. Have you noticed that any artist something happens to, like a musician, that week alone, his music will trend so much and he makes money? Why do Africans wait for people to die? Why do Nigerians wait for people to be in bad health and in hospital? It's disturbing. People want to be noted that they contributed 2 million, raise the Aziz Foundation to give 20 million. This big man will give 50 million, and so on. What happens to establishing a platform that will take care of these things? Do we have to the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Dangote Foundation, and all this First Bank and so on can say, let's do something for these artists who have made us happy over the years, but they won't do it. All they will do is when they hear you in hospital, they contribute 2 million, 5 million, and I say no to it. It's not a good way to go. There are many celebrities right now who are in bad shape. I can tell you that they need a cup of cold water. They need a cup of goodness in their lives. Most of them. I mean, when you're in bad health, your family suffers and so on. And that's exactly what we're saying. It's not good for us. It's not good for us. Most of us are doing our best, trying to climb an Iroko tree with bare hands, and we've been doing it. And most of the men would want to do for our girls, and not us who are the men. God punish them.
All right, sir. The next question. Now, there's this notion, and there's this narrative. Do you think, when it has to do with the creative space, the ladies are more successful and they get to limelight and spotlight so fast, other than guys? For a guy, you have to go through a lot before you get to the spotlights and get to the limelight. So why do you think ladies get to the spotlight and limelight faster than the guys? What do you have to say about that?
Well, I don't know how to begin to respond so I don't get too controversial or get too discussed. But the fact of the matter is that if I say the ladies have something they give which men don't have, you ask me what about the men who are doing men and all this stuff. So that's why I have to be very careful. But I'm not afraid. I have to be blunt on the things I say. The ladies are not more intelligent than the men in the entertainment industry. You must not go there. They are not finer, and so on. But sometimes it's a whole lot of potpourri of things to discuss. But I made it in the last submission that the Nigerian men, and I'm talking about when I talk men, I'm not talking about boys, patronize our women more than our men. So maybe the comfort they provide.
Said Nigerian men patronize the girls than our women. Noted.
Yes, maybe because of the little comfort they provide, and so on. So it makes the only one I'm maybe talking about is that it makes some of us, the men, look like we are not hardworking. People go see you, ask you, not be you and this guy where they drive a latest range 2024, they for the same industry. I will just say, I know get what they give, you know. And I know get man where they say, nah, come now, how market, you know. It's all well and good. I wish everybody good luck who is doing whatever they're doing. I'm a professional. I will always pray to be relevant and do that which I have to do for the industry.
So I'm sorry I have to laugh. I don't know. This question kind of brought a little bit part of you. Like, I don't know if you're emotional when you were answering the question. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the next question, because I know this question now. People will screen record it and it to trend this week. Okay, sir. For me, the next question balancing as a successful actor in the creative space. Striking a balance for me is something I'm big on. Like, when I see people that do a lot, I kind of like give them kudos and I say more power to their elbows and whatnot. I understand you're an actor, a lawyer, a businessman, and a father. And out of all these busy schedules and whatnot, you still find time to go check your kids in the school. I think I watched a video that went viral. You had went to school without the consent of your child. You didn't call, you just give him a surprise and whatnot. I know many celebrities that, the family has suffered, kids have suffered because their dad is always there. But for KOK, you strike a balance. Even during Christmas, I see how you go to Umbise and you kind of like, function. You go for functions and you relate with everybody. How do you strike this balance? I want to know, because I'm doing a lot right now in my age bracket. Striking a balance is something I need to be tutored and schooled on.
All right. Avoid anybody in this world who tells you that he can't return your call, doesn't have time. We all have time. Avoid any person. Come quote me on that. People return the calls they want to return.
People return the calls they want to return.
Yes. I make a statement here with Peter Obi when he was governor of Anambra State, 2010. Early 2011. I had sent out invitations to about 10 governors. Well, some of them sent their welfare packages, to which I acknowledged and thanked them. Peter Obi got my letter, and I'm citing him as for you to know that people have time for who they want to have time. He had gotten my letter 2 weeks after my mother's burial. He called me at 1 a.m. and told me in that his low voice that he just got the letter, and this is 2 weeks after. He spoke to me from that one because we have been friends before even 2005, P2B and I. So he spoke to me for about 30 minutes. We went from the funeral to this and so on. When he asked about how this went, how was it, so calling me and speaking for 30 minutes confirms that who has your time, we all have time. And that he didn't call me by 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. and so on. But he chose to call. And I had slept off or something like that, but I heard the phone ring and I said, somebody calling me by this time. Is either an emergency or something I could take? So nobody should believe it, And there's something you said. I don't need my son's consent to visit him in school. No. A surprise visit is very essential for every child who's in school. Many parents are just paying school fees. Because of the positions many parents have attained, they don't even want to be seen around their children's school. And again, if you look at the kind of people we have in the country as leaders, their children are not in Nigerian schools. Their children are not in Nigerian schools. So, but the few ones who are around, we always appeal to them. Pay a surprise visit to that your daughter. Pay a surprise visit to that your son. Your son or daughter may be in a school. You guys live in Lagos. Your son or daughter may be in a school in Osun State, presumably. But every weekend, she comes to stay with her boyfriend in Lekki, in Lagos. Because you don't go there to visit, that child could stay in Lagos 3 weeks and go back to school. Most parents just drop the school fees there and that's it. So unscheduled visit is the best. So that's why most of the times, don't tell your child you're coming. Don't tell your child you're coming. Just get there. If it takes you 1 hour to see your child, something is wrong. So if you get there and you can't locate your child, it is then you know what you have done to yourself. A typical example was a friend of mine while I was studying law at the University of Lagos, Abuja. Very rich guy in Lagos and Imo State. He was very also close and he was operating through the head of department. And the first day the boy met me, he said, I am your friend's son. I said, which of my friends? He called his father's name. So what I now do is every weekend, he was in the same law faculty with me, same class. I read law as an old man. I became a lawyer at 58. The boy we're talking about was just 24, 25. So I saw him like a son. So weekends, he would say, Uncle K, how you go be? Now that was 300 level. So I'll just maybe give him 10,000 or 20,000. He will be very happy. But at the time, I have this habit all through my university. I sit in front. Yeah, I sit in the front row. I don't like distractions. If you are discussing by my side when lecture is going on, I'll be distracted. So I knew myself. So now the little boys in class who discuss with all these girls and so on, they like sitting at the back. So at the time, I was not seeing the boy again. So I thought maybe when we come for lectures, he'd sit at the back and escapes after. So the father now came to school one day and now said, summon me to the HOD's office and say, have you seen my son? I said, no, I've not been seeing him. And this was 400 level or 500 level. So this was about over a year after. I hadn't seen the boy. The man started weeping. He called the son The son had left school. And the man who was HOD said he hadn't seen him. So when his father came to register him in school in 100 level was the last time he came to that school. So the boy stopped coming for lectures in that first semester of 300 level. So while we were graduating, the boy could not be located anywhere. So this story I'm telling is from a practical perspective of what it takes to be a father. Every man feel give woman belly. It could be some men are also not able to give woman belly. But it's not just to give woman belly. The responsibilities of the father is very challenging. The responsibility of a mother is very challenging. And people must own up to it. So striking a balance as an actual lawyer and so on, I will always give my time to what is my time. My children, I will tell you, count it against us when you don't go to their school to visit them. They may not tell you, but when they see the parents of other children, they remember you. And pray your children don't remember you for bad when they graduate. They could tell one day, you were after the money you were paying in school fees. Did you ever do this? And that's why Clinton, my first son, he has about 7 or 10 friends in his hostel. So anytime I'm coming, I'll buy food for all of them, and I'll give some little stipend, 2,000, 3,000, 1,000 to them, and say, be good friends amongst yourselves. This one will say that the parents live in River State, and this is Ogun State. I say, don't blame your parents too much, but at least they should come once in a while. So the need for that physical presence. You could do your son or your daughter's school fees. If you can't go, your wife can go. It could be once in 6 months, it could be once in a year. But not going at all is not good. So we must always try to strike a balance between our jobs. No, I mean, if you're working for government work is Baba seat. What happens when you retire? Even if you had acquired all the money or stolen all the money, and your children are not asking for school fees, money cannot replace a human being. That physical attention has to be there, and that's where I think I will rest it. That we all need our children. Our children need us for whatever they are doing, and let's also try to provide some level of comfort. But let's provide physical presence is quite important.
So why you talk about going back to school? How you graduated as a lawyer at 58? I kind of perused through all of the questions on the comment section. Now, at the time when KOK went back to school to study law, KOK's name was a household name in Nigeria and diaspora. Name it. KOK was doing well in his field of endeavor, the creative space. KOK had a business. To some person, they could be like, why am I going back to school? What do I need this school for? So for me, the question is, what informed that decision of yours?
All right. This thing is, we all have what we want to do in life. We all have dreams. Some of us don't wake up from our dreams. We'll keep on dreaming. I have always wanted to be a lawyer. I wasn't satisfied with just reading philosophy, having a master's degree in political science, and so on, or mass comm, and so on. I purpose in my heart that I would definitely finish a law degree. I wanted to add value. It's about adding value to what you are presently. So why go back to school? Why going back to school after being one of the most popular persons in Africa or the world was just to add value to the brand KOK. There was something that happened in the lecture room one day. This lady was making noise with her friends, laughing so wide while the lecture was going on. And the lecturer just said, "You, get up." And the lady got up, and the lecturer now said, stand up with your friend. There were about 5 of them. And these 5 of them, there's this tendency that people will have an assemblage of carryover people as their friends. This is the kind of person we're talking about. And the lecturer said to her, I was sitting in front, I teach Kanayo, O Kanayo, who are you? To make noise in my class. And he walked out all of them. So I went to school as a valuable student. I went to school as a responsible student. I went to school to also prove to people that there's no time that readers are leaders. And if you add value to your life, you will be the best for it. So right now, I'm a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I've been called to the bar. I can practice law if I want. I can also decide to be practice some areas of law and do my entertainment, which is presently what I'm doing. So it was about value, adding value to who I am. I mean, maybe I wasn't satisfied with just reading philosophy, political science, and maybe I wasn't satisfied. Even now, I still want to just rest for 1 year and go back to school. One has to read and get more knowledge. And I tell you what, if you are somebody who has not been reading academic books for a long time, if you open one now, under 15 minutes, start feeling sleepy. But if you're somebody, if you're somebody who is used to challenging yourself, reading books and so on, it comes like nest of skin, very free, very free, lucid and so on. So it's like also what is happening to me presently. I'm called in many parts of the world, come and give lectures on various topics, from entertainment to law and so on. It's easier for me because I learn to listen to people, read books. So it's easier for me to speak. Extempo. I don't write speeches. Extempo. Except on issues that are technical, that I could write by myself or ask for contributions from others. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So
wow.
Going back to school added a lot of value to me.
Looking at your life, sir, the totality of your life, it embodies value, and the name Nine Sacrifice is actually reflecting you, because everything about you is at some point in your life. Because the last time you came, you talked about you had to see your sisters to school. Now again, you went back to school when it was not convenient for you. You made sacrifices. So the name Nine Sacrifices is beyond people seeing it that, oh, you make movies in the Nollywood and it entails sacrifices and whatnot. But living a sacrificial life is just your personality, sir. Wow, this interview is heading somewhere, and I'm getting to know who Nine Sacrifices. So, guys, as many of you that attack KOK to be a ritualist, to the name Nine Sacrifices, no, the name is beyond Nine and all of those. It's just a personality. And having spoken with you the first time and now, you kind of broaden and expand my horizons. That sacrifice is a universal language for success. Sacrifice is a universal language for success. Any field of endeavor or profession you find yourself, you have to make sacrifice. Nice. That's very nice. Now, one more last question before we dive into celebrities and social media, which is the order of the day. Now, a lot of people came to my DMs, and I feel like they're aspiring to be in the creative space. I had Nurse Mirage some weeks back, and I kind of like asked her this question. People have been on my comment section. In fact, when I said KOK is coming back, on my DM, and they asked me to ask this question. Now, a lot of people said KOK has done a lot of negative, he has played a lot of negative parts in movies. So to some people, they feel like those movies, they have an after effect. Like, say, if you do some diabolic movies and whatnot, at the end of the day, it has an effect on you, per se, as a personality. Sir, what is your take on that? Because over the years, you've done a lot.
All right.
You've done a lot.
All right. You see, that's the African thinking and mentality. So we were will not spend much time on it. And when I mean we will not spend much time on it, is that if you saw Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, have you seen him play an office secretary?
No.
Whenever there is a challenge in America and they need to send their best officer to rescue a girl who's kidnapped in Iraq or Iran, they will send Sylvester Stallone. It doesn't make him a bad guy. Now, there is no negative part in a movie. All characters are interrelated, interconnected to form a storyline. And what is the beginning and end of every story? That good will always outshine darkness. That light will always outshine darkness. A movie starts on a note that somebody was oppressing the whole village or community. And this man takes people's wives. He owes you money, he doesn't want to pay. How does he end up in a movie? Have you asked yourself? You may be living large, but he may have children who are drunkards, who take drugs. That man is used as a character to teach you that to be good. So, unfortunately, we have an uneducated populace who see patience also as a wicked mother-in-law. Meanwhile, patience, when you even clap before her so loud, she'll start weeping. I want to tell the viewers, and I don't need to reiterate it, we are playing our roles. And when you play these roles very well, the roles complement each other, and the believability is what happens. Not everybody will play the role of a man who does rituals and you believe it. You say, this one don't even be like somebody will get money. So it's a list of my worries, but we need to educate our people about saying there's a negative part. There's no negative part. The Reverend Father, there was this movie I did many years ago. I was a Reverend Father. And when somebody saw the cat soccer war and so on, he said, Kanayo no fit be, Kanayo no fit be Reverend Father. And do you know what happened?
No.
The parish, the Catholic parish did a bazaar that day.
Wow. And
they got a lot of money in cash. So we as armed robbers dressed like Reverend Fathers from another parish to come and carry that money. So so it couldn't have been a negative part. It could also tell you that when you have a bazaar or harvest, make sure you move the money away. Don't keep it in the parish house. So somebody doesn't die in the process. You are in a bus, for instance. You are talking about 2 million, 5 million coming to your account. Do you know whether there are kidnappers in that bus? So people should stop this attitude. I don't blame Africans because most of us, the educational distance is not all around. But the fact is, there's no negative part in a movie. And then, after effect, no. I was among the first guys who entered a coffin 25 years ago in a Nigerian movie. I'm still here. I'm still progressing. So it has no after effect. In fact, I criticized one woman in Enugu State 4 months ago or 5 months ago. We were on a movie set. She was asked to go into a coffin as part of the characterization. Before she went in, she went in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Oh God, bring me out of this. I said, Madam, you're not a Christian. What they are doing is what puts food on your table. God is aware. God placed you in this role. Play it and go to your house and sleep, and God will be happy with you as his or her child. Stop this religion, because I see it as religion. It's not what Christ is all about. I mean, so I have been in a coffin 25 years ago. It was a character I was depicting. So it has no effect. And then, yeah. So I don't think have I answered it. So I want to encourage people to know that What we do as actors is that we set agenda. We tell our stories to tell and give credence to the fact that light will always outshine darkness at the end of the day. The man who started this way, cheating people doing this, watch his end. The man who got out and stole all the money meant for health facility in his village normally gets called with a phone call to say his uncle was taken to the village clinic, and because there was no medicine there, his uncle has died. So can people connect to such stories and say, this is what could happen if somebody embezzles money meant to build a clinic, meant to provide water, clean pipe-on water, and so on. So people should, most times, take the message and leave the messenger. What we are playing is our roles as actors, to be part of the storytelling, to bring the story and intention of the producers to limelight and make it realistic, make it believable. And that's what it is.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Okay. Guys, as many of you on my DM asking me that you want to join the creative space, negative and whatnot, KOK, I've let the cat out of the bag. Leave the messenger and get the message. And it's your idea. It's the idea we have as Africans that have been limiting us. We kind of think when you act a particular part of role, it's going to come affect you in your personal life. Guys, you need to change that mindset. Change that mindset. Go into the movie set. Do whatever character you get into character and just get going. So KK, I've just let the cat out of the bag. As many of you that sent in that question in my DM, thank you very much. Okay, let's dive into social media and celebrity. Now, what is social media? Social media is a platform designed by technology where people exchange text, information, communication, and content. Who is a celebrity? A celebrity is an individual by virtue of your profession or your career. You're found in the limelight or the spotlights. Now, it's more like we're in an era where every celebrity it's a must that you have to be in the social media, because it's more like the social media now, it's a platform, it's a foundation for every celebrity. So that goes a long way to say social media has a big influence. Now, when I mean influence, if, for example, KOK pierces his ear tomorrow, I can tell you for a fact, there are millions of your followers, they are going to pierce their ears, and they're going to come back and say, KOK piercing ear, why are you going to pierce my ear? So for me, I now see like, if celebrities have this influence, that means the social media should be a tool to sensitize, sanitize, and reconstruct the mind settings of teeming youth growing up. Now, so sir, do you think celebrities utilize social media to engage their fans?
Social media, as you rightly defined, is a tool. A knife as a tool can be used to cut oranges. A knife as a tool can be used to cut vegetables. A knife as a tool can be used to kill. So it depends on to what use you're putting it to. So it is not in that knife, it's in what it's being used for. Sensitization, sanitization. Some people who even use social media don't understand it. And that's what I keep on advising the youths of our country every day. What do you do with your data? Do you use your data to just watch pornography? Do you use your data to do trading? There are girls, if you know the amount of money they make from selling hair through the online every month, you give kudos to them. There are guys who, by the amount of pornography they watch, the Holy Spirit can slap them from Lagos to Imo State. But so it's a very very topical situation where we need to keep on guiding the youth of Africa to understand the values they can create. COVID 2019 taught us a lot of lessons of 2020. And that's what opened up the online space that you can now cook in your house, advertise it on the social media, and people will order for their food. Logistics companies opened up due to the COVID era.
Yes.
You don't need to meet face to face and so on. Most people up to today still work from their homes.
Yeah.
Now, down to social media and celebrities, they are intertwined. It's just like religion and politics or religion and government. You can't discuss them separately. There must be an involvement of one after the other. You're not. What is about celebrity? If you are celebrated from what you do, you're a celebrity. So if social media, there can't be a celebration for celebrities without the social media. Because it all boils down to he who blinks in the dark. He who blinks in the dark. Only you know what you're doing. We're in the dark space now, and I'm winking at you, cup of somewhere, to live where you are. You won't see me. So that's what it is without the social media. It gives you ample opportunity to become an influencer. It gives you ample opportunity to be a role model, to provide space. And that's why it is very troubling or for you to see most celebrities, that are musicians or actors, every time they see you, you have a bottle of cognac in your hand. The influence that has on those who are following you is huge, because some of them think that you can't sing well or act well without that alcohol. So we should watch it. So the matter is that we must be very careful about the life we live. There are many people who are listening to us on this program, whether you like it or not, who are going to have a change of mind and focus because of the things I'm telling them. But there are those who are going to be strengthened to say, make idea as idea. All those people where they drink alcohol, can follow them drink, become what I want to become. You know, so when news is sent out, people are bound to receive such news anyhow they perceive it. You could talk to somebody and the person has a change of attitude. You could also talk to somebody and the person now becomes hardened. So if we see ourselves as celebrities, it means there's somebody celebrating us. We must be like Caesar's wife. We must be like Caesar's wife. To whom much is given, much is expected. The sacrifice you make is that there are places you'll be. Even if you're a chain smoker, you avoid smoking. If you're addressing primary or secondary school students, they look up to you. If you smoke before them, they'll think that's what is giving you the hype or the vibe. So be very careful. But social media has afforded many of us the visibility we need, locally and internationally.
The visibility,
it's critical. Companies call us to be ambassadors because of visibility, because of what we do. Because believe that if you have this number of followers, you can influence some people. So we live in an era where the social media has come to stay. We need to be very careful about the things we do on social media and begin to prepare grounds for a better society through its usage.
Well, thank you very much for throwing more light on that, sir. So there was this video that trended one time, and you are one celebrity like I literally say that to your manager and a couple of my friends, that you're quick to use your space in the social media to address certain issues and reconstruct mindset. But there's this video that trended, like you had said, if any man asks your daughter Valerie to go do BBL, may Amadion have strike that girl. So I went to the comment section because I'm very big on sampling opinions. I don't just dabble and start commenting. I went to the comment section and I had read the comment section, and a lot of people had said most of these celebrities do BBL and they showcase it on their reels and their posts. In return, their fan base want to be like them, want to do BBL. I'm a big fan of the KOK brand, and I know the celebrities in Nollywood I look for: KOK, Pete Dochi, and Jemai. This set of people, they read voraciously, and you can tell how that they read at length from how they speak. So those are the people I look for out for in social media. So the comment section went like, these girls look out, they learn this thing from the celebrities. So why is KOK blaming the poor girl doing BBL when the celebrities are the one pushing them to do this? So for you, do you think celebrities kind of like misguide or mislead people to do certain things they are not supposed to do?
All right, thank you very much. The fact of the matter still remains that I stand by every word I speak. Could I calculate the sentences I make? Of course, I was on social media sometime last month or 2 months ago discussing about some ladies. There was this video that trended very well. They asked a lady, "What are you bringing to the table?" And she said, see my bag, see, hey, check it out now. That's an insult. That's an insult on womanhood. That's an insult on womanhood. I even saw another one today, and another lady was asked, "What are you bringing to the table?" She said, now my husband will bring the car on the table. She said on the table instead of the table. Now my husband will bring everything to the table. In fact, the table now he go bring them. I have nothing to bring. Should we be ashamed or clap a hand for that kind of person? So when you see people who don't even have any content here, and they form the larger number, influencing others, we will speak about it and we condemn it in stricter terms. I don't really, I have courage. I have courage. I'm firm. So I don't really, as long as my daughter is doing the right thing, my children are doing the right thing, and friends and well-wishers who are very close are doing the right thing, anybody could say anything he or she wants. I mean, we all have our different opinions. Out of 10 people, everybody doesn't need to like you. Now, the origin of that BBL thing I did was a week or two after my return from the United States, where I had made a video praying for Kosi, my son, who is in the US, that I don't want to come back in the next 9 months or 1 year. Your name is Montel, and you're not telling me your name is Vivian. I will withdraw my blessing from you. I'm a typical African, proudly Nigerian. Practice your culture, practice your business becomes my business if you don't mind your business. Don't convert my son, don't convert my daughter. Now, in that same trip, I met a friend of mine. She works for the federal government in America, and she told me a sad story of a lady, American lady. It's a beautiful lady whose boyfriend had given money to go and do the BBL thing, and she caught an infection. Very unfortunate, and she described the lady as a very beautiful. So the infection made it that their pus was coming out or something like that, and it was oozing, very bad, stinking odor. And the guy walked into the world, the same guy who gave her the money. And from the door, he said, "Come on, man, here it stinks. I can't stay here." He walked out, and the lady died a week later or thereabout. The question I asked, and which was why I also mentioned it in that video, why would a man put another man's daughter under such pain? For what? And that's why I said anybody who puts my daughter under such pain, Amadio from my village, I didn't say Amadio from Yoruba land, will strike the person. And I owe no apologies. Because you ask yourself, I mean, anybody by right of private life and so on, not public life, can do whatever you want to do. But don't let your business become my business when you want my daughter to do it. You know, I wouldn't subject another man's daughter to it. And I also have tendered a submission that the higher percentage of people who do this are by their boyfriends, not married women. I say that a higher percentage of men like their girlfriends to smoke, not their wives. Why? So why are husbands not giving their wives money to go and do BBL? They give to their girlfriends. Is a question I want to put to the girls and so on. Do what you like with your body, but the technology by which these things are done are not Nigerian. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 3 years with your rounded cubicle. I don't know what is going to happen in the next 5 years, whether there could be a leakage or an infection. Just watch it. Just an advice. Live your life.
Well, nice. Now, for me, I feel like when we talk about
when are we ending this interview? Let me know.
In the next 10-15 minutes, sir.
Okay.
In the next 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, we are ending, sir. No, sir. The next question. I feel like with the inception of social media, I feel like the education system has dropped because it's more like the social media has taken the time of the time students are meant to use in studying, and they're busy sampling and watching content and whatnot. Do you think social media has affected studies among kids growing up?
You see, why we believe the social media has come to stay is that, like we admitted, some people use the social media for negative, some use it for positive. You see a family of 5 having lunch or dinner, everybody's on its phone. It has removed that family get together and so on. You would even take a girl to the nightclub and she invites her friends, 3 or 4 of them. They're all on their phone instead of dancing. You know, so it's been wrong use. But among students, it is creating a lot of lousiness, lazy behavior. For instance, I don't know how active your shock absorbers are as a cup of Samuel. You ask a secondary school or primary school child now to write, I am coming to your school. You will see M. Coming, the CMG. Sorry, a call was coming, but I've rejected the call. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
You see, I'm coming to your school. You will not see TO. Your is UR. School is SKL. What does that tell you? It's dangerous for the school system because there is tendency that when they go in for exam, they will represent it like that, shorthand. And it's a very, very bad one because it's going to affect society largely in future. And that's not good. And that's why all my children know if you abbreviate a word when you're writing me a test, you won't get that thing you want. I am coming to school. I'm going out is I'm going out. Out is OUT. If this means being strict as a father, I am strict. Because the disconnect we have in the society is because in your own house, there's wahala. In my own house, there is peace. my children mix up with their children when they go to school, wahala will meet peace, and there has to be a meeting somewhere. And it's either they take 50-50 or 75-25. They say for my place, goat where not the chop yam, follow the goat where the chop yam. They go begin chop yam.
Facts. Thank you, KOK, so much. KOK, before you leave, all right, guys, in case you're just joining in, this is Catching Up with the Stars. My home name remains a cup of Samuel. I have been with KOK. He was here the previous time due to some technical difficulties. We could not complete the interview. However, out of his benevolence, he decided to come back because a lot of you guys asked for him. And here he is, and KOK has been dropping a lot. This live video is going to be on my YouTube for as many sending DM saying, please don't allow KOK go. KOK has to go. AMVCA is going and he has to be there. But KOK, before you leave, your fans are asking, a boy and a girl, they just want to come and express the good things they love about KOK. Just one second and we wrap up the interview. So guys, in case you're here and you want to come up and say something nice to KOK, just type the word KOK. I'll bring you here, a boy and a girl, and we are just going to wrap up the interview. All right,
and before we also wrap up, I'm appealing to those who have the patience of staying this much to subscribe to Kanayo TV on YouTube and watch my movies. The last movie is called Midnight Crush. Is doing very well. After seeing Midnight Crush, you know I'm doing good business. So please, that's what it is. Subscribe to Kanayo TV and share, like, and subscribe and watch my movies, especially Midnight Crush. I'll be very glad. Okay, let's have those who are coming.
All right, guys. I just accepted one request. I hope it goes through. Funny voice comedian, I accepted you. Please come up, say something nice to KOK, and we get going and bring a girl and we wrap it up. Guys, please go to KOK's YouTube, go and stream his latest movie. I mean, if you have been a fan of KOK, you would know KOK is busy giving us bangers lately. He has been on set, and I'm even surprised why he found time to come here today, because it's been a busy one for him on the week. Guys, I'm accepting your requests. I'm accepting the requests. Who is coming up? All right. All right. Hi. Where are you calling from?
From Delta State.
Delta State. What is your name?
Nelson.
Say Nelson. So Nelson, welcome to Catching Up with the Stars, and I've been riding with KOK. What do you have to tell KOK? Something sweet. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's get going.
He has been a godfather from the start, I don't really have much to say about it, but everybody already know, like, I've been inspired this evening with all you have said. And regarding what he said about living healthy and live longer.
All right, thank you so much, Nelson, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Nelson,
you so much, Nelson.
I salute you, Nelson. Thank you very much.
Nelson,
and keep it up.
Make sure you're following
Just know, Nelson, know that as a young person, you can be greater than me in any chosen field, but just maintain your focus. Thank you.
Okay. I need a girl now. One more girl and we wrap it up. All right, guys, make sure you go to KOK's YouTube, go and stream his latest movie. The lady, I just accepted your request. One more lady. The ladies. Rhoda, I accepted your request. I've been accepting requests. So what's happening? One more lady and we're good to go. Right, sir. It seems like bring me up, Lizzie. Okay, hi.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm
What's your name?
fine.
Where are you
My
calling
name is
from?
Margaret. My name is
Margaret.
Margaret. I'm calling from
Oh, you're
Lagos.
calling from Lagos. How's Lagos
Yeah.
today?
Lagos is fine.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. What do you have to say? Something nice to KOK.
It's amazing to see you on live. It's amazing to be here on live. I've watched you from when I was little, and being on live with you now is just an
It's a dream
amazing
come
feeling
true, I
for
know,
me.
right?
I love you so much. Yes, like I'm so excited. Thank you for the knowledge you gave us
Thank you,
this
Margaret.
evening.
Thank you, Margaret.
I love
Thank
you
you,
so
Margaret.
much.
Thank you,
You're
Margaret.
welcome.
Thank you,
All
All
Margaret.
right,
right.
thank you so much, Margaret.
You're
Guys,
welcome.
it
All
was
right.
nice.
Bye.
Bye, Margaret. Uh, all right, guys, make sure you're following A Cup of Samuel for your top-notch celebrity interviews. My next celebrity interview is gonna be top-notch. Okay, from the bottom of my heart, I'm gonna be in Nigeria soon, and when I come, I want to see you one-on-one. I appreciate everything you've always done
You
for
bring
me.
me,
I'm privileged.
you bring me dollar. You bring me dollar for my
Yes, no
birthday.
problem.
For my
Me,
birthday.
I'm big on not bringing wine and whatnot. I like bringing tangible stuff when I go to see people. All right, sir. I appreciate you coming back. And like
Thank
I
you.
said, I do not
And
take this privilege for
the
granted.
network was very friendly today.
Yes,
As it
yes,
is.
yes.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
God.
like, everything happens for a reason. God
Yeah,
has a
sure.
reason why it happened that day. And
Sure.
today
Sure.
was the real thing. Was the real day. So, guys, make sure you're following A Cup of Samuel. Go and follow KOK on YouTube. Watch his movies, like and subscribe. Sir,
Thank you.
from here, okay. Go on, sir.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank everyone who has been part of this broadcast tonight. It's been my pleasure being here. And we meet on other platforms, either Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. I'm always ready to partner with anybody, collaborate on causes that can advance the cause of society. And for, like we said on the KOK Foundation, if you want to collaborate, you want to partner, and so on, I'm up for business. But let's keep it going. Thank you, A Cup of Summer, for
Thank
having
you,
me.
sir, very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, make sure you're following A Cup of Samuel right now. Go to Instagram, follow me. And for this KOK's interview, I'm going to have it on my YouTube. I appreciate everyone that supported the brand, Catching Up with the Stars. I appreciate my sponsors, Tunde Okoro. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone that has liked and commented on the post, What is Cheating? As I go off of this live, I'm going to have the winners for the What is Celebrities question. What is cheating all about? I'm going to have it posted on my post, and I'm going to ask you to forward your details to my PA. All right, guys, make sure you're following me. Click on that button, follow. I promise you my next guest is going to be a top notch. I'm signing out all from here. I appreciate everyone that's ride with me from the start down to now. I love you guys. Thank you.